Good morning. Um, in addition to the video I posted the day before, I got some questions about what is the difference between fractal geometry and what is being known as sacred geometry. And I noticed that a lot of people actually don't know this, but it's quite simple. Sacred geometry is based on the six-pointed star, like the Star of David. So it's the one circle in the middle, six going around it. And basically what that geometry shows you is how energy flows in one particular dimension. Our dimensions. So it's the geometry of matter. So if you look within a cell, within matter, what you find are these very angular patterns of energy flowing. So all the platonic sonnet, you can find all the platonic solids in the flower of life. And this is not a bad thing. So for all the conspiracy people, like, don't go all freaky mad. But it is correct to say that it is the geometry, so the language that consciousness speaks of matter, of the matrix, of the physical existence. Yes, so the flower of life geometry is the geometry of insight, how the building blocks are made. And you could compare this to Lego. Yeah, so the flower of life geometry is how the Lego is made. So how these building blocks come to be. But then you have Lego and you can build a castle. Yeah? So fractal geometry is the way nature organizes itself. So it's the fifth and up dimensional geometry. So that is basically showing you the pattern of how these building blocks are arranged, how nature arranges itself. So how all the Lego becomes a castle, a Lego castle. It's basically the geometry of love. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know what a fractal is, I'll do another video on that later because, well, let's face it, that's why I'm here. But to make it really simple, it's the way you would now view chaos. So it's the way a tree grows. And if you want to simplify it, like dumb it down, you could see it as the instructions you give in a game. Let's say this is a computer game and you have a line. Then the question of a fractal is, what do you tell the line to do? So for instance, a tree is the game or the game creator telling the game, like, this line go up and then split into two. And then that new part becomes the new tree. So it's up and split into two, up and split into two, up and split into two. It's a very simple program. Like, a tree is not that, they're awesome, but mathematically they're not that complicated. Coast guards, mountains, like the way they shape themselves. And nature has a very good reason for this, and that's why fractals are higher dimensional math or interdimensional math, basically. Because what a fractal does is practice unity. Physically, it's the math of unity. So a tree will use the golden ratio, so the Fibonacci spiral, to decide where it will grow its next branch or the next leaf. Because it is in the best interest of the tree that all the leaves get as much sunshine as they can. So you don't all go growing in the same place because that's where the sun is, because you're blocking everybody else. So what do? You use phi, the golden ratio, the spiral, to figure out, like, okay, so if I make it another branch over here and then skip a few and make one over there, then I get this pattern where all the leaves get as much light as they can. So perfect sharing. Another way to view flower of life sacred geometry of the insight and fractal geometry, more of the way the sacred geometry arranges itself, is you can see it as being, yeah, but they're not going to understand that. The way you can draw a 3D object in 2D, that is one one way of perceiving it. So you're looking at it from one side. So all geometry that can be derived from the flower of life makes a pattern from one point. So if you look at it, you get this pattern. You look at it from another way, you get that pattern. But it's basically the same matrix that repeats itself. A fractal is, for instance, taking a pyramid and then taking 4 more pyramids and then calling that your new pyramid. And then you repeat that process over and over, but you change the dimension of it. So you blow it up, you zoom in, or you zoom out. I think for now that's what I want to share. Yep. So, fractal... Oh! No! Wait, I forget something. The flower of life geometry at some point ends. Fractal geometry never ends. It's the geometry of infinity. So if you follow the golden ratio, you have this pattern where the line never interacts with itself, because you can repeat it endlessly, because the pattern is self-similar. So the new part is just like the bigger part, is just like the bigger part, is just like the bigger part. Well, just like a nucleus in a cell. That's a sun, but just really small. And if you zoom out, basically I think we will find out that in the end we are all within the cell of one giant turtle. Something like that. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, so you have flower of life geometry, which was really useful. Absolutely would not say don't study it. But fractal geometry is the next step. Yeah, well, that is if we don't want to go extinct. Let's not do that again. Okay, so I hope you found this useful. If there's anything that you don't understand or that you'd like me to explain, then please let me know, because that helps me to verify what is useful to put online and what is needed. Because to me, this is all quite obvious by now. So sometimes I don't know what other people don't know. So let me know what you don't know, and then I'll see if I can give my perspective on it. Oh, I'm not saying this is the 100% truth, by the way. You have your own intuition. Check that. If your heart says no, makes no sense to me, then just toss it aside. Or just click the video away. Okay. Have a good day.